I want to thank you so much for joining me again. This is my book, Transforming the Impossible. It's a great transformational leadership material, and today I'll be talking from it. I want to talk about leading people and managing processes, and I hope you would stick with me and stay to the end. And no matter who you become in life, you would at one point have to lead people and then manage. You would definitely every day be managing processes around you. You manage scenarios, circumstances, things around you, and all this will put a measure of on your quality of being and leadership, as how well you are an authentic, a true, and transformational leader. I am passionate about transformational leadership. I am Dr. Joshua Kolawole. I'm with Valdymas Intelligence, and I want to come to you today to talk about leading people and then managing processes. I'm picking some lessons from Transforming the Impossible. So the quote I started with in chapter 3, and this is chapter 3, by the way. This quote by Henry Ross Perot is what I want to read to you. Lead and inspire people. Don't try to manage and manipulate people. Inventories can be managed, but people must be led. So then this part, the crucial question: what's the difference between leading the people and then managing the process? Of course, it looks like something that is simple and has a direct meaning, but we'll go deeply into it. But why do we actually need to even lead people? So I gave reasons why you need to lead people in this book on page 102. If you have not gotten it, you need to pick a copy. um you see, we live in a world now with a rising and unmatchable expectation for people to achieve results, and they want to achieve it in a short time. No one is willing to really stay the course with patience, perseverance, endurance to achieve over a long-term orientation. So now you have a challenge of people who wants to achieve results at a short time, so that means they're ready to manipulate results. That's one. Number two is that you live in a world where we have so many rising educational qualifications. You practically meet several people with two, three masters, two PhDs. This is becoming many certificates world where people are already intellectually stimulated and they know a lot already. They also have access to wealth of information at their fingertips with artificial intelligence. So this births a whole new world where, as a transformational leader, one of the key qualities you have in those days is intellectual stimulation, where you can actually bring out an idea and people will have to think about it. But now you really need depth of critical thinking to outwit intellectual intelligence assistant. So in that case, that means for you to become transformational leader and lead people well, then you need some degree of critical thinking and the capacity to bring people together in a unique way and then integrate ideas together to achieve great results. That's where you become where you become different. So as a leader, you need to lead people because now people are already more intellectually stimulated and they can question a lot of assumptions that people keep quiet about many years ago. Number three is that we live in a world where we have a couple of more narcissistic personalities, selfish individuals in our environment now who wants to achieve results, like I said earlier, now, and they want it now. And so because of that, people are really not focused on achieving common, communal, organizational, national goals again. Their goal is they don't care about the ruthless sacrifices required for transformation. They just want what will transform them and their lives now. And so because that puts a pressure on you as the leader, you need to find a way to motivate such team to be able to take on both the common goal and their personal goal together. So it becomes an issue with leadership. So it's a world with rising emotional concerns. The next thing is we have a couple of more passionate young minds now with increasing expression. They question everything. Now, questioning isn't bad in itself. In fact, it's a great way to learn. Curiosity is an excellent attribute of transformational leaders. But when the intent of the question is to destroy authority, to destroy systems that have been built, then it becomes an issue. So it's good to question. It's good to question, to be curious, to learn, to understand, so that we can rebuild fundamentally, not such that we can disrupt the system and destroy the system in essence. So because everything that we question must also be within some value system. So we don't just question because we want to question. We first have clarity on what the value system and the vision of the organization is. Then you can then start questioning in alignment with those value system and with those with the vision. And then the next thing is we live in a world with worsening entitlement mentality. People are now followers are more entitled, and because of that, it becomes more difficult for you to explain to followers to serve and to sacrifice for a greater cause. And then, more importantly, is that we live in a world with limitless access to information. The world is flat and flattening. The world is, like Tom Friedman would always say, is fused, flat, and is hyper connected. And so, because of that, so many verifiable and unverifiable information are on the internet, and that puts a pressure on you as a leader. Like I said earlier, it's flat, fast, deep, and open world. So we have exposure to limitless, unchecked information, and this poses a challenge to you as a leader. So because of that, you need to now know how to lead people despite all these six challenges, and then that becomes a critical issue. So for you to lead the human element part of people, that's the human part of people, then you need to be inspiring, you need to be motivating, you need to really be intellectually stimulating, and then you need to make people feel valued, supported, and empowered. If you are not able to create this atmosphere, then you probably will not be able to lead the people. So fundamentally, in organizational management, two things are critical: leading people, managing processes. Those are the two things. And when you interview many great minds, the first thing that comes to their mind is, at what point do you define the boundary between the two, especially in a fast-paced environment where we are living now, and then where people even tend to work maybe remotely in a way or hybrid in a way? How do you get to make all these differences and interconnections between leading people and managing processes, which is crucial to organizational success? So leading people is about inspiring, motivating, and guiding the individual and teams towards a shared vision or goal. So that means to lead the people, you must be able to communicate clearly in an inspiring and motivating way. You need to set clear vision for the future. You need to learn to articulate that and make it resonate with the team. And that means it has to first resonate with you, and then you need to create the character sense that can actually drive that kind of vision. So you're not just creating a sense of purpose and direction. People can see you as an embodiment, as a persona of that purpose and an idea. And so when you speak, your words are not just only words that go out there. They are words that carry weight, that carries meaning. In fact, what I can say, words that carry life and has a spirit that is powering it. If the quality of your life, strength of your character does not match that vision, that inspiration, then the challenge comes in. You will need a lot of collaborative effort to get people going. And so that's why sometimes you may need the credibility of other leaders to integrate with yours to be able to make something happen. So when you see that people don't put enough value on your word, then you need to reach out and collaborate. And then the next thing is, if you are a leader who is passionate about leading people, then you must focus on empowering them. Give them resources, give them tools, support them in skill training, put everything that would make their life easier, faster, better, cheaper. Put it in place in their environment, in their workspace. Help them with autonomy on the job, with a lot of support that will drive them towards autonomy when they need help. Help them with systems for coaching, for mentoring, for providing opportunities for professional development. So you must ensure that you're empowering them, empowering people. Then the next thing is you must learn to build relationship, emotional intelligence, which is similar to individualized consideration. Leading people requires a high level of understanding your emotions, the emotion of others, blending the two together to understand the context where you're doing things, the content of your conversation, and how things needs to work. You must learn to build strong, trust-based relationship that create a positive work environment. I repeat again, you must learn to build a strong and trust-based relationship that is essential for effective leadership. So in a corporate setting, a leader with strong emotional intelligence will be able to navigate through conflict, will be able to build team cohesion, and you'll be able to create more positive work environment. That's an advantage of emotionally smart individuals. But people can actually leverage this to manipulate the team. That is where the balance of character comes in. So the balance of character to drive empowerment, the balance of value system, the balance of excellent vision built within a value system. And then you must be someone who is motivating. At no point should they meet you and your energy is down. You must, motivation goes beyond financial incentives, even though it's a significant part in some part of the world as compared to one another where people have not been able to meet their maybe daily financial financial needs. But if it comes to that, then an excellent blend of both financial and non-financial incentives need to be put in place. And you must also importantly foster the sense of belonging. Make them feel that the work they do is meaningful. Make them know that their contribution is valued. And that sense of belonging, engaging employees to be more productive, more innovative, and committed to organizational goal. And don't forget, one crucial thing in motivation is also to ensure that people have that autonomy to think, autonomy to innovate. And when they make mistakes or the thing didn't go as planned, you must also be there as a leader to support them, to walk through the process with them and prevent them from being reckless, from being sabotaging. You must think ahead of them and then be able to support them. Now, to the operational side of things, where we have to manage the process. Importantly, you have to motivate people to drive them for process design and optimization. So that means you start by designing every system in line with organizational goal. I smile many a times when I hear people talk about we have created a plan and there's no strategic design on how that plan will work. There must be a strategic documentation or planning or design on how that plan works. What are the key activities that must be done? Who are the new people that will be introduced into the job? What are the defining roles and responsibility? Have we set performance standards? If we have not done that and we're just reviewing our goals, reviewing our strategy or plans, we may just not be doing ourselves some great things. We also must understand that in every plan, you must think about efficiency of time, efficiency of human energy, efficiency of cost, and efficiency of stress for people. You must ensure that you don't create a system that consumes people's money, people's energy, people's time, and people's putting people under a lot of pressure. Then the next thing is resource allocation. You must be in charge of resource allocation as a leader and ensure that you're transparent enough to ensure that resources are properly analyzed very well, carefully. And then, of course, completing everything within time, within budget. All these are crucial resource things that, as a project manager, you would want to pay attention to: time, money, and personnel. And then you also must drive processes for continuous improvement. Your goal, your words, your actions must speak to high quality outcomes. It's a key responsibility in process management. You must define quality standard, monitor and evaluation models, frameworks that you would use to implement quality improvement activities or initiatives. And then risk management and problem solving must be one crucial thing as a leader you must pay attention to. Your life must be analyzing the risk, the assumptions, the issues, and the dependencies in your system. If you, as a transformational leader, you're able to align your vision and operations together, you're able to balance the concept of the people and the process, and you're able to foster an environment that drives innovation through process improvement, then at that point, you would then start leading people and then managing processes. So I've been able to distinguish the two. Leading people speaks to, which is both are critical to the excellence of an organization, but you must understand that you must lead people to then manage the process. It's not managing the process and you think you can then force the people to make things happen. So leading people and mind prayer are both critical to success. Leadership focuses on inspiring and guiding people, individuals. Management ensures that the operational dynamics of an organization runs smoothly. When we're able to effectively fuse this together and create a dynamic environment where people are motivated to excel, processes will then be optimized to deliver results. Whether in healthcare, education, or business, or just imagine in aviation, the balance between leadership and management, even in politics, is essential for achieving long-term success and sustainability. So I want to thank you for listening to me. I'm Dr. Joshua Kolawole from Valdymas Intelligence. Bye.